Hey.
Bye.
There you go.
All right,
We're live.
Now we're live. Sorry, everyone. We had some technical issues today. Okay, have a good day.
You too.
See you guys.
Bye, Jazzy Jeff.
Hey, dude, you like the fits now?
Yeah.
You guys are handsome.
Yeah.
I gotta get myself back now.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
It's cold.
Yeah, it is. I walked today when it was 43, and it's funny. I walked out. I thought I was going to be cold. I wasn't cold, but I had 4 layers on.
I was freezing. I had about 15 people here that I gave a tour to the farm, mostly adults with disabilities, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Man, was it cold out there. But I didn't want to stop because they had a bunch of little kids with them, too, that were having fun.
So look at Israel. I'm gonna have
Is that what you think of today's script?
I'm going to have to do one just for you.
Is that what you
think
think of today's script?
Yes. So anyway, why don't I take a moment and introduce our, I guess I would call it a panel, but I call it our team.
Yes.
So we'll start all the way to my left. This is Gianna Cartier.
Hello.
And she is the executive secretary. Actually, she's probably the boss of Wigs and Wishes.
She has a title. She is the
title?
Chief Compassionate Officer.
The Chief Compassionate Officer.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do, Gianna, for Wigs and Wishes?
I
Besides everything.
literally, I respond daily to women across the country in need of a wig, battling cancer. I, just ask them for a letter of diagnosis, a photo ID. I send them links to browse wigs, and then I have it drop shipped directly to their home if they're not local to a participating salon.
Now, how many wigs do you send out a week across the country to women with cancer?
At least 50.
Oh, wow.
A week.
Wow.
Do you have help?
It's just me. That's why I'm not behind the chair Tuesdays and Thursdays. I answer emails.
50 a week. Nobody has a clue.
Nobody has a clue what we do.
You know, you say 25,000 a year, but it doesn't. You can't wrap your head around.
No.
What's 25,000 a year? You know, it's just a figure. But when you say 50 a week,
At least.
now
yeah.
it's starting.
At least.
Now,
That's
do
at
they
least.
come from all over?
Everywhere.
Do you get any international requests?
We
We
have.
do.
Mhm.
It's hard too because where we order and drop ship, they can't send out of the U.S. So it's been really fortunate. A lot of people have had somebody within the U.S. I could drop ship to, and then they could send it to.
But we have 3 or 4
overseas.
locations in Australia that they get their wigs overseas. We've actually had this, which is ironic because a lot of hair comes from India. We've had to ship wigs to India. We had a girl reach out. Her mom had cancer, and we sent them a wig. But it's primarily the U.S.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
And then here, this is Israel Martino Cartier, right over here, chewing on his carrot. And he's really the celebrity of our show. He got more likes and more views than any other time when we introduced him.
Oh, that was
So
great.
he sits in with us. And his daddy over here is Martino Cartier. He's the CEO of Martino Cartier Salon and Wigs and Wishes in Zuhu.
That's correct.
Shoo, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
And then all the way over on my right here is Semaj. Oh no, that's me. I'm sorry. What I'm
I'm going, wait, he's what? He's what?
Yeah, where is Semaj?
Right
he
there.
is. Yeah, he's the youth pastor at Gloucester County Community Church, and he's the CEO of. How do you say it?
It's my tag name is Semaj Has, but my official name is Hazard Entertainment.
Hazard Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's hazardous for your health.
Yeah. It's dangerous on that dance floor.
And
we have PB here, who is the founder of Prayer Ministries, Inc., also known as the Gloucester County Community Church.
Gotcha.
He's also the CEO of Hijack Life Live Books, and Sophia's Fine Art Gallery.
Yeah, I got a call today from Amazon. They want to publish my books.
That's great.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll have to talk to them about it and see what it is, But they just called and said, we noticed you get X amount of likes or I guess, what do you call it when you get a hit in Amazon? Like,
I don't know.
people have an interest in a book. And they said this one book's gotten 5,000 interest, and we just thought, would you be interested in us putting it out there for you? And I said that the guy would call me tomorrow at 11, and we'll talk, because I couldn't talk today.
So what's the deal? What's the catch?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, that's why we want to
catch.
talk,
And he
yeah.
says, it's a 60-40 deal, but I'm thinking, okay, 60-40, but do I have to put money up, or does Amazon put money up? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hey, listen, welcome to Hijack Life Live. We believe that God rescues the dreams that have been shattered by the cruelties and injustices of life, a.k.a. we are the other view.
Yes, we're the better view.
Amen to that.
We're the view that's in the right.
For sure. What's today's topic?
Did you see them though? The View, they were like ready to
Oh
cry.
my Lord, that's such a pathetic show. All right, today's show, hope that doesn't disappoint. And Martino actually is the one who suggested this. I said, so what do we want to do this week, right? Because sometimes we get suggestions, sometimes I just pick it. And he said, well, we've been dealing with controversial issues now for about a month, so why don't we do something that's not controversial? And he talked about hope, and then I'm thinking, when we think about hope, it really has two different perspectives.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Some people use the word like, well, I hope I win the game today.
Right.
And it's like, maybe I'll win, maybe I'll lose, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then there's God's definition of hope, and that's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
God's definition of hope is, well, let's talk about it. So those of you who are watching, how would you define the word hope? And Gianna will keep her eye on the phone, and as you put in, she'll let us know what it is you have said. So let's start with you, Semaj. How do you, when you hear the word hope, what do you think?
Right. Well, I think we have to first talk about the worldly aspect, PB, that you kind of said. Like we all still have our flesh,
Right.
that tends to take over at times. So your hope, I think, my definition of hope as it pertains to the flesh is just like a deep desire for something that you want. Like, I hope I get this job, or I hope I win the game, or something.
Okay.
Like it's like it's an expectation that you want to obtain your form of happiness or greatness. But then you get to the concept of hope. How I view God's hope is Him setting you up for success to attain like peace, longevity, eternally.
All right. What about you, Gianna? When you hear the word hope, what comes to your mind?
I guess what both of you said. Like, initially, people just wanting something to come to fruition.
Okay, what about you, Martin?
So I'm a little different. Me wanting something to come to fruition, that's like I wish, not I hope for me. I wish this would happen. I wish that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hope for me is knowing that God holds my future, right? I know that He knows the plans that He has for me, and that His hope never fails. So I think of hope more on a religious level. When I want something, it's more of a wish level.
Okay, so let's say there's a couple, and they say, well, we hope we get pregnant.
Yeah, I'm speaking like just for like the world aspect.
Right.
Like people are like, I hope this, I hope that. Like
Yeah.
they're wanting something
So,
to happen.
right, you're wanting it, but you're not sure if it's going to happen.
Exactly.
Right, but like you also said, people, like you say, a couple say, I hope we get pregnant. That's a want, that's a wish, right? But
Yeah.
the narrative begins to change where I hope God gives us a pregnancy. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
have God in the equation.
But if God tells you, like He did Sarah when she was 90 years old, you're going to have a baby, that hope is an expectation that's promised.
Yes, exactly. God's hope is a promise.
Right?
Sure, but I can assure you when Gianna wanted to get pregnant, she didn't hope or want. She prayed.
And look what you got. Yes, what a delightful child. You know what? When I look at Israel, this is the truth. Every time I look at him, I'm kind of tearing up thinking about it. I remember what Moses' mother said when she looked at him.
Mm.
She said, this is a special child.
Wow.
Remember? And that's why she that's why she put him in a basket, sent him down the river. It was like, if he stays with me, he's a dead child. But if I put him in the river, I'm throwing him out to God. And then he becomes Pharaoh's, son.
Wow.
But she saw the child, and they said they knew he was special.
Mm.
And when I look at Israel, I just know that he's special. God's got a special place for him.
His spirit is just,
yeah.
his spirit is so lively. It's
Yes. He's got a little allergy attack today. See it? In his right eye.
He poked himself in the eye with a carrot.
So anyway, look,
Thank you, Jason.
let's start with God's definition in Hebrews, in the
Old Testament,
in
right?
the old Hebrew language,
Mhm.
and then let's look at it in the Greek language. And then I thought we'd take some verses and we read them and comment.
And let's see how bad we botched the language.
Yeah, why not?
So Hebrew, let's look at Hebrew, right? In the Old Testament, the Hebrew words Yahal.
Oh, good. I have no clue.
Yahal and Gava are both translated as hope and mean to wait for. The Hebrew word tikva is also used to describe hope, and it conveys a sense of expectation and strong faith.
The only word I knew was tikva because it's a nonprofit for kids that are
and
adopted.
a lot of synagogues are named tikva.
But look at this. See, I love this. Translates hope. It means to wait for. Now, to wait for means it's coming.
Yes. Yes.
See, it's not like, well, I hope, I have the money to buy this car.
Relax.
It contains just the promise.
It's
Right?
okay.
So, Gianna, what's the Greek?
All right, just so you can guess, man. The ancient Greek word for hope is elpo, which means to anticipate or welcome. It appears in the Bible 53 times.
And
And
in English?
in the Bible, hope is often used to convey something substantial, foundational, or life-giving. Here are some Bible verses that use the word hope.
All right.
Romans 8:24. For in this hope we were saved, but hope that is seen is no hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? That's powerful.
Yeah.
Who hopes for what they already have?
I mean, number one, I think it's powerful because Paul's writing this to the Church of Rome, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gentiles.
Yeah. So if we're in this hope, we are saved. Like it's like that's the promise. You have a promise because Jesus saved you, right? Because didn't we just say up here, right, PB? What does hope mean in the old? Right. It means what? What to wait for, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying like that's a promise. For in this hope we're waiting for. We're already saved, but just wait for the what Christ is going to give you through being saved.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
That's so deep. I'm trying to process it.
How about you, Gianna?
Well, what I said.
No, reverse.
Well, you know what I like? You don't see hope.
Correct.
It's almost like faith, right?
Yes.
Like you don't see that baby, right? But yet you hope.
Yeah.
And if you look at it from a biblical viewpoint where God gives you a promise, then you wait for that moment. I was thinking, well, we said we wouldn't be political, so I'll lay off a bit. But remember when all the prophets said Trump will win a second term?
Yeah.
Remember? And when it didn't happen, some of them said, well, I was wrong. And I remember saying to my wife, well, how do we know he won't win a second term? He just lost this term.
Yeah. How do we know?
Right. And I think that they nigged because they didn't see what they prophesied.
Sure.
But if they had waited for it, it came out.
Because once again, the promise.
Yeah.
Right? How does it translate?
Yeah, look at this. Martin, want to read this one? So here's again.
Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of what we hope for, an assurance of what we do not see. That's my definition for sure. And then Psalm 19:1-14 says, "You are my refuge and my shield, and I have put my hope in your word."
So what's your thought on that one?
Once again, I put my promise. I know that my promise is in your word. I know that I can always rely on you. My hope is founded in you because, once again, the hope is that it's like faith. We can't see it, right? But and the hope in the flesh is like, okay, I wish. But this is not a wish. This is a promise.
This is almost I
know.
I know who holds my future, and I know. Just like right now in my life, I know who's going to win.
What's that? My hope is in the Lord.
Yeah. Guess what? I was thinking this morning, and like every morning I try and post something out of my devotionals, and I read where God said to Jacob that I'm going to bless you, and all the world will be blessed from your seed.
That's right.
I mean, and I'm thinking that that's His word.
That's right.
So when we stand on His word, it's done. And you think about it. Your attorneys, what are they?
I mean,
Sam's.
they're all Jewish and they're all fast.
Yeah. And really, look at the doctors, and you go through all this, and the whole world is blessed by the Jew.
I have three powerful Jewish Jews who all love our family and would go to hell for that for us.
Yeah.
Honestly. Jeremiah 20:11. This is a great one. I know the plans I have for you, declares the give you a future and a hope. And we all said amen to that.
Yes, and I say, the back of our shirt, live for Jesus and even a bad day will be a good day. That's that verse.
God always has the final say when you put your hope in Him.
Amen. Gianna, what are your thoughts about that word hope in here? For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for good and not for to give you a future. Now that hope is not a maybe.
That's a definite. That's God got you.
I stand on His hope. Listen, again, the landlord tried to evict us during COVID. We thought it was a horrible thing that was happening, but it was God saying, it's time. I have a better plan for you. Get out of here. Go buy in the land.
Yes.
You know?
Just like, look, you got that whack lawsuit against you. And the first thing you go, oh, do I need another trouble? Do I need another problem? Do I need more difficulties I already have? And God says to you, put your hand in me and watch what I do with it.
Wait, it has here.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday, I was here
For 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours to do 2 stories on you, which wasn't their plan.
No, it was not their plan. Their plan was to come out, see the statue, do a little story, and leave. And when they saw the property and saw the patients in there actively on land, not scripting done, they said, this is a bigger story. We need a 2-part story in one way, showing all you've done for this community, and then at night time, what the community is now doing, which is powerful. And that's God. I never expected that.
Remember when the Queen Sheba visited Solomon? And she said, you know, the half hasn't even been told. She saw all
Wow.
the done, and she said, what I've heard isn't like half of what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That's true. What
Yes,
God
and
said.
he constantly reminds me that this was his plan. I had a 14-year girl yesterday who had very aggressive cancer. She's going to be going chemo for 2 years. Her parents are from China. Her English was very hard to understand. But the little girl was crying the entire time she was in there. And the staff started crying. It was such emotional to see the little girl. And I said to the parents, the sister was translating, I said, let's not push her, shave her head right now. It's coming out. I said, let's take a walk and go see the animals and try to break them out in the up. The only time that kid smiled when we walked out to the animals. And I knew that this was all part of his plan. So let's go on to Psalm 71, verse 14. I wait for the Lord, my whole being. What? Whole being, sorry. Whole being waits.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's all of us.
Yes.
Mind, soul, emotion.
My being waits, and in His word, I put my hope.
Over and over, we read, hope is associated with God's word.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Over and over.
Yeah, it's a promise.
It's a promise, and His promise will not fail. The heavens and the earth may pass, but my word will never pass.
You know, it's funny. Can I just
Yeah.
I had was to turn our farmhouse into a house of church. I told you that. Rangers could come stay free when their house is full. Guess who's up there? What color do you see up there? What color shirts do you see wearing around?
Orange.
You know why? Home Depot called randomly and said, is that your gal? I cried 5 days after I left and said, as a corporation, we need to do something. What can we do to make Wigs and Wonders grow? And we have that house. They said, we'll do tomorrow. And they're here. When I tell you God's so amazing, He is just, and He lets you go to the fire. He lets you get stressed and upset and hair fall out, not sleep, because He wants you to know that it all works out. The only way it could have worked out if it was Him.
Yeah, but I'm going to come back to something though. God always accomplishes through words. Always.
Right.
I mean, there's not an instance in the Bible, even with Hezekiah, when an angel slew 285,000 enemy Jews. It because Hezekiah had prayed.
Mm-hmm.
So God always works through a person. Martin, people could, everybody has an enemy, especially when you're out. And you've got enemies, whether you deserve them or don't deserve them. But here's what I'm going to say. You've always been a person of faith. And God honored that.
Mm-hmm.
And Lowe's can put their name on a
Home Depot.
Home Depot. that was I was going to the race car.
What's the deal?
Well, guess what? This is better Absolutely. So I just say God is on your faith, and He's let your faith become expectation, because that's your hope. Your hope is in Him when you do these things.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, let's read Romans 5
Sure.
and 4.
Not only so, but we also glory in our suffering, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. Ain't that truth?
Yes. And you know what? If it didn't start when you were 14 years old, pushing Bibles in Glassboro High School.
I remember.
Right? And look at you. You go to an all-black college. They make fun of you because you wear white man's shoes. I'm serious. And you held brown, become the president of the class. Suffering produces perseverance. You had to persevere. You had to persevere. Look, you're still persevering. And you'll persevere to the day it dies. Character. And character, what does it do?
Hope. Let's talk about this. You started a church in the PNC building, right?
It was a storefront church, wasn't the last. I was taking the money.
You're the best.
I'm going to Venezuela.
13 years old. I'm going to get pancakes. Yeah, and the guy said to me, "You look dapper." I said, "Thank you." He said, "You go to church?" I said, "I am." He goes, "Are you going to St. Bridget's?" I said, "No, I'm going to Washington County Church." And he goes, "Gloucester Church? That colt, that thief says he's going to build a church free. You mark my words. He's taking that money and running to Venezuela." So I went to church, ran right to him, and said, "You taking the money and running to Venezuela?"
That lady called you buy your suit. Presbyterian buy your suit.
Oh my gosh. No. That lady, I'm doing her hair 20 years ago, and she said he got, whatever the brand, fancy, Armani. He was Armani suit the church with your money. I can open up his jacket as today's man. I'm sure it was Armani.
And you persevered. You don't ridicule and stuff.
I did, man. We had to, especially when that property sat for a year. That was not. I didn't mind believers because I've heard believers my whole life.
Right.
It was the world. They started saying, when I got to Ace Hardware or wherever. So yeah, you're still sitting. When guys going to start up? And I thought, Lord, the world's making fun.
Yeah.
So you got to come.
Well, that's what they're doing now. These haters are saying, "Oh, you only do that because you get pharmacists." They don't. Look it up online. I don't get pharmacists. You do it because you're a nonprofit. They discount your tax. Really? Because they're $4,000 and they're going up with the building. People just talking don't even know. They're so
saying.
Yeah. We do it all the time. Well, how about you have anything to say?
No, I'm just in the conversation.
All right, read your
Politician.
yeah. Read your favorite verse.
My favorite verse. Well, did you read that one? I didn't read that one yet.
Romans 15:13.
Yeah, that's
May the
good.
God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit you may abound in hope.
God has everything to do with hope.
That made me
What a rock and roll
Yeah.
righteousness,
Yes.
peace, joy in the Holy Ghost.
That's a great verse, but this is my favorite. And this is what I sign when I do, when people ask for hope to be suicide and I sign it, I say hope doesn't disappoint us.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say it doesn't disappoint. Mm-hmm. It says hope doesn't disappoint us. Why?
Right.
Because our expectation and our belief is in Him.
That's right.
So the verse says, and hope does not disappoint us because God has poured out His love into our heart. Why do you do this? Because you love.
I do love it.
And you love people.
That's right.
And you help them.
What was her name again? Nick. She said to me, she goes, "How do you feel when you do this?" I said, "It's undescribable. I can't explain it."
And that's why this is the troubling part. That's why the Bible says even our righteousness as a filthy ragging. God, because sometimes I say, Lord, I do this because it just makes me feel good about it.
It's almost yeah.
Or do I do this because of you? And sometimes I just I said, I don't know what my motive is. I know that this is what I should do, and I pray
Sure.
honor it.
Right. Absolutely.
So look at this. Poured out in His love into through the Holy Spirit whom He has given to us. So why doesn't it disappoint us? Because the Holy Spirit lives in us. Hope isn't maybe. It's definite.
Is that your favorite verse?
It is. I mean, regarding hope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, favorite
Well, I
verse.
love hope to death. That's for sure.
So, what's your favorite verse?
My favorite verse?
I have. It's not that one, but when it comes to hope,
Yeah.
my favorite verse.
Yeah, my favorite verse is 1 Corinthians 15:10. By the grace of God, I am what I am. And grace towards me was not in vain. I labor more abundantly than all.
Wow.
I have a tattoo. It's the scroll. The whole thing is scroll here.
Look at that.
1 Corinthians 15.
Look at your team.
Yeah.
From
It wasn't hot. It was just nice. 75 every day.
Wow.
Hey, I want to talk to you about what Joe talked about.
Yeah.
That all fair.
Yeah. Sure.
But mine is Psalm 18:30. As for God, His way is perfect. The word of the Lord is flawless, and He is a shield to all who take refuge in Him.
Mine's Acts 14:15.
I know.
The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still, but that doesn't mean sit down and take it like a win either.
Right. Do you have one?
My favorite always was, for I know the plan I have for you.
Oh, John 29.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Is that
So let's see. Do we have any comments from our?
Oh, from what I read before, only about but let's go back. No, we got 2 people on.
Okay. So anyway, Gianna, did you have a chance to look at the story?
I did with Brad.
Yeah, got it. So this comes out of my book, Beyond Suicide,
Okay.
right? But this is so fascinating. This shows you the power of hope. You want to?
The story is told of a fascinating study done with Norwegian war frets that demonstrate the power of hope. A group of these enormous frets were placed in a large glass chamber half filled with water. They gave up and perished in a mere 17 minutes. A second group was also put in the same chamber but rescued just before drowning. That second group was once again placed in the chamber half with water but lasted an incredible 36 hours. Why? Because they had hope of being rescued.
wow?
17 minutes for 36 hours.
Wow.
Same group of rats.
That's awesome.
So gross looking rats, but that's
Yeah. Rick Byrne writes in my preface in my book, Hal Lindsey said that a man lived about 40 days without food. He lived 3 days without water, about 8 minutes without air, but only 1 second without hope.
I believe that. I believe
Right?
that. Yeah. So hey, remember to share this, like it if you have a comment or a topic you'd like us to talk about here on Hijack Live for every Thursday at 12:30.
Let's stop right there. Do send your topics. You know, we say it, and we really do. You send us a topic, we'd be delighted to discuss. Listen, this was the first topic today. Look how enjoyable it was.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs hope.
Yes.
Speaking of hope, if you'd like a copy of today's transcript, you can either DM us or put it in the comments, and PB will send it to. Speaking of PB, what is happening at the Gloucester County Community Church this week?
Well, Pastor Blake is preaching. I don't know, is there anything else going on?
I think just regular service, just good service.
Yeah. All right.
The Thanksgiving Eve service, the next Thanksgiving Eve service is night before Thanksgiving. So I'm preaching all the teams, they're singing, they're running the show.
I got to make sure I write it. You do Thanksgiving Eve, I do Good Friday. Mark, we got to get you a date.
Been a while. Been a while.
Come on, Martino, you got to get
Everybody asks me. No matter where I go, somebody says to me, when are you going to speak again? When are you going to speak again? I say, you just talk to Blake about that.
I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to say, hey, Hijack Life needs to have, give us Sundays, right? One for Mark, one for Bruce, and one for Semaj.
We'll get 12 minutes. One sermon. Hey, we have Hijack Life. Hijack, I love you, Blake. Hijack Life t-shirts. One says "Look for Jesus" in the front, and the back says "Even a bad day, a good day." Mm-hmm. One says, "Are you telling me that?" And the back says, "Stop gossiping." And my favorite of all time, I'm going to a ton of them to the Invisible Building. Make it count. Stop bitching. Start blessing. On that note, we'll give you the proclamation.
Yeah,
Ready?
right.
1, 2, 3.
Live for Jesus, and even a bad day will be a good day.
Keys and Henry's.
That's a hope that doesn't disappoint.
I'm running out to Home Depot.